Okay, everyone, it's a couple minutes after 11, so we'll go ahead and get started and let other folks start filing in here shortly. Welcome again to everybody. My name is Zach Peterson. I'm with the IT Training and Communications team here at SMU, and this is the 11 o'clock session where we're going to go over video editing with Adobe Rush. And Adobe Premiere Rush is an application that really takes a lot of the tedium out of the video editing experience. And to show us around Adobe Rush today is Ian Aberle, my colleague in the IT training and communications team. And so before I hand it over to him, I just want to go over a little bit of housekeeping. So if you do have any questions during our session, feel free to click on that question and answer or Q&A button in your Zoom client, and we will make sure to get those answered closer to the end of this presentation. So we're going to show you quite a bit today. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and hand it over to Ian.
Thank you so much, Zach. Thank you, everybody, for attending. This is pretty exciting. We're going to be talking today about Adobe Rush. And if you're not familiar with it, Adobe Rush is Adobe's new mobile and desktop video solution. So you can actually work on your projects in your mobile device, then come back to your desktop, work on them there, and then go back to being on your mobile. So the couple of things here, I'm trying to get my, speaking of getting things working, trying to get my light on here so you can actually see me. There we go. All right, now I can share my video there. All right, so yeah, so it really, part of this new method that Adobe is working towards, where you basically are not tied to your desktop to work on video or any kind of creative project. You can do creative things anywhere. And with that, you can use Adobe Rush, like I said, on your desktop, move to your mobile device, and then come back, and everything kind of gets stored in the cloud. And then Adobe also uses their Adobe Sensei, which is their AI system, to kind of help you along and add some improvements to your videos and any kind of production that you're doing. So what I've done here, let me go ahead and start sharing the Rush screen with you. There we go. And what I have here is the Adobe Rush interface. I've just gone ahead and logged in. I cleared out all projects. I have nothing in here. This is fresh. When you start off with using Adobe Rush for the very first time, this is what you are going to see. Now, when you log in to Adobe Rush, you're going to want to access it. You can use and actually, let me go ahead and share my whole screen so you can see this. You're going to want to click on the Adobe Creative Cloud here, and you can find Adobe Rush. It's also under Video Motion. There's Premiere Rush. That's what we're using today. And you can click open, and it'll go ahead and download. Now, I did notice right before we started this, in my updates, there's a brand new update for Premiere Rush already available. The nice thing is they're rolling things out very quickly. This is within the last week. They've added this. So I did not download it because I don't want to mess up what I show you today, but also the one of the things I was going to talk about today, which was panning and zooming, they've actually added that in. So this is a brand new feature that just got it added in within the last couple of days here. All right, so once you get it downloaded and you get connected, you'll have this interface. And when you get started, there is a nice little tutorial that will kind of walk you through, and you can always get back to it from Premiere Rush tutorials. That just kind of walks you step through step with creating a project. So you don't have to just kind of go in and just like, I don't know what I'm doing. It will literally walk you through, okay, now do this, and click here. The same thing with the mobile. They actually have when you're using your mobile device, it will walk you through going step by step through using it on the mobile too. All right, so to get started, I have some clips here in my Rush demo folder, and these are several video clips of Colorado Blizzard, and we're just gonna create a project talking about using about the evolution of a blizzard and just kind of showing the timeline as how things progress. So I am going to, and these should be all sorted by name, which will be very helpful because that also tells me what time they were. All right, and so to add them to my project, I can just click them and it'll tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9. It will, when you click that, that will be the order that it brings it into the project. So you can actually, even if they weren't in order, you can click here, there, jump around to bring them into the way you want them so that you can easily get started editing. It's like, oh, here's that clip of Brittany, here's the one of Steve, and then I want to talk with Zach, and then let's do Annabelle there. Okay, and so you can go ahead and get those all ready and in order. Now, down here at the bottom, you see the option here for syncing with the cloud and copying media. So you can, if you have it selected from a different device or card, you can actually copy it onto your desktop locally. Now, if you want a little bit better performance, you can turn off the sync with the cloud, and that way you can just work with it on your desktop. And if that's the only place you're going to be working, that's great. What will happen is when you turn on sync with the cloud and start bringing them in, it will start using up some of your computer processing and networking to push those files to the cloud so that they can be available on your mobile device. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on just so you can see what it looks like, but also that way when we talk about the mobile a little bit later, you can actually see those clips live there. So once I get started, got those added, I'm going to go ahead and put in my name right here. Capitalize that B. There we go. And then go ahead and click create. And what it'll do is it'll go ahead and prepare the media, bring them in, drop them into this little timeline here. There you go. Love how it does that. And here we have our clips for our video. And as you can see, I can just kind of play through this and it just kind of shows the video, and I can even scrub through it if I want to go a little bit faster and kind of pick out, okay, I want that, I don't want that, and I do want that. You can just kind of get a good overview of this. Now, if you've used Adobe Movie Maker, iMovie, either the old one or the new one, or Adobe Premiere, a lot of this is going to feel very familiar. You got the timeline down the bottom. You can see the preview window there up at the top, and then you can scrub through your clips. You can even see the little audio track there if you want to see where your audio is. That's all there for you to use. The nice thing is this has kind of been designed with the method of making it very easy for you to quickly create a video, whether on your desktop or on your mobile. So there's been some things done to really kind of help speed that process. So for example, when I click play, I'm just going to hit my space bar and I'll start playing that video, and I can see, okay, here's some stuff coming in. All right, and that's about where I want it to stop. I don't need to see 20 minutes of snow right there. I can actually grab this corner piece and just bring it in. So I can actually make it all the way long, or just say, okay, I'm just going to put a couple seconds there before it gets too long. That's probably about all I need to see of that. All right, then we get this other clip here. Great view of this. That I like that. Not really sure what's going on here. Nope, focus. All right. Okay, so this clip doesn't do anything for me except for that one little piece there in the middle where we see there we go, the drops on the window and focus. I like it right there. and I can either drag this clip over, or I can actually use my scissors tool to split that clip. I love these little tool tips too. If you see that right there, it says split your clip. I'm going to just click that, and it's going to break that clip in two. Then I can go ahead and move this over, and I'm about to lose it right there. Great, I'm going to cut it there too. So quick and easy to go in and edit your video. Now I don't need this rest of this clip here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to click the delete. Same thing with that first clip. There we go. All right, now I'm on clip 3 here. So I see this great car trying to pull in through the snow, and they're going back, changing their mind. So I'm just like, I like it right there. I'm going to go ahead and cut that there. I don't think I really need much of anything in this rest of this clip here. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that too. So you can see quick, easy ways to kind of come in and cut up and edit your video. I'm just going to do a couple more things with the rest of these clips, kind of get this timeline down to some workable order. Okay. There we go. I think it's right there is where I want it to start. So I'm going to, in this case, just going to drag this side in right there. See, so I don't have to just cut it. I can go ahead and move it that way. And we got this nice panoramic shot. Fortunately, it's really cold. Okay, to the point with the pool and the spa right here. I'm going to actually split this clip because I know what's on the other side of this is actually going to the pool. And since it was a heated pool, what was really nice is that you can see that the pool is nice and warm. Let's see, let's try. Yeah, just gonna cut that right there. And go ahead and get that middle section. We don't need to see me going through the door. Okay, little pan there. I'm gonna wait till right there. Go ahead and cut out that first part. Now, depending on how you like to work, some people like dragging it in and out. Some people like going ahead and cutting and making those direct cut lines for their videos. It really is whatever you find best in your working method. All right, let me go ahead and you know, it's what 100 degrees out today. That's why I thought this video would be kind of fun here in Texas, so that we can kind of cool off from the heat. There we go. And oops. All right. And okay. And I'm sorry for all of you, this is kind of like watching grass grow, but there we go. Get that trim right there. Last little bit of shot. See if I can try to get it where the camera's not moving too much. Right there. Edit that. It's very cold. Cold, cold, cold. Great. And then our last shot, just seeing the aftermath. All right. And I'm just going to trim it right there. All right, great. So I've taken several minutes of clips and brought it down to less than 60 seconds. So the nice thing is I can kind of get things moving a little bit, and then we can go ahead and add some transitions and some overlay. All right, I'm going to bring that in actually a little bit more. There we go. Okay, there's the pool. No announcer voice on my audio there. Should have brought Zach in. He's got a great voice for going whoa stuff, so it would have been great. All right, we're all kind of trapped, and we can get out and deep snow. All right, so as you see, very quick, very easy to go ahead and cut and edit your video down. I could probably do a little bit more editing, but like I said, it's probably like watching grass grow right now. So let's go ahead and add a couple effects and things with this. So one, I can expand the audio, and you can saw there was a lot of great audio or not so great audio there. But what really is nice, let me kind of zoom in here. There we go. So you can see it just says noise, noise, noise. It actually recognizes where there's some music playing in the background here. So that one, here's people talking. I think this clip actually has the music. Yeah, so recognize there's some music. So it's already doing some AI analysis of your audio and saying, oh, hey, that's music, that's people talking, that's music. And what can happen is if we lay down a music track, we can turn on, say, something, a feature called ducking. And what that does is when you have their audio playing, and then you have somebody talking, it will automatically bring down that audio so that you can hear them. And then once they're done talking, it brings it back up. Start talking again, it drops it down. And it'll do all that for you automatically. It's a really nice feature. It gives it a really nice professional feel to it. And the other thing too is you can do it by hand where you're dragging things up and down, but it does take a while and it's very tedious. All right. If I wanted to duplicate a clip or anything like that, I can click duplicate. If I wanted to play or jump to the next clip, I can just hit these jump backwards and forwards. If I want to view full screen, I can do that there. And if I wanted to change my aspect ratio. So that is one of the coolest things about this is if I can say, oh, you know what? Right now we're set at 16:9 for this video. Well, what if I want to go ahead and put this on, share on as an Instagram story? Well, I can hit 16:9 vertical. And what they'll do is it'll recut the ratio of my video. So it makes it very easy to jump from one thing to another. Now, the downside of this is while that is really nice, it does not necessarily follow where the action is. It basically cuts right down the middle of your video clip to make that transition to the other aspect ratio. So if you are doing something and you want to share it wide for a television or a wide viewing, make sure your action is right in the middle if you're going to be jumping to different formats. And you can also might have seen there's a one-to-one, so if you wanted to share it on Instagram, you can see it right there. So you can definitely see the difference. So there's 16:9, one-to-one, and when we do 16 or 9:16, see the car almost gets completely cut off, which is what we were watching there. Now, with a near future update, what they're going to do is turn on a smart algorithm using analysis using Adobe Sensei to look at what the action is in the clip and actually cut and move that edit when you go from a landscape to a portrait mode. It will automatically move the content into that right frame for you. It's really kind of nice. So if you're shooting video of a car racing down the street and you got this great pan of the car, what it will do is it will go ahead and keep that car kind of centered in the frame, even though it's a vertical clip. All right. Now over here on the side, we also have some things to kind of set up our video here. So we have, we can add titles, effects, the transitions, color. So you can actually do some color correction on your project. So if you're bringing in video from multiple sources, you can actually bring in that mirrorless video. You can bring on your iPhone, and bring in an Android, and you can kind of do some color correction, and it'll give them all kind of give that same look and feel. So if I click on color here, this first clip, I can turn on film mode, and you can see how it's changed. This is none. This is film. If I want to make it look like night, um, do a little bleaching there. So go black and white. It's an art picture. Go roy blue. So you can actually kind of add a little bit of color correction to this, and actually kind of nicely jazz up your video with a look. And actually, I'm just gonna but you can see just kind of quick. Oh, okay. So now I hit that one. So this is normal. This is the film. There's the bleach. Make it look like night. A little golden. And there we go. I think we got them all. All right. Now I want to go ahead and let's add a couple of transitions in between these. And I'm just going to drop a little cross dissolve there, and a little cross dissolve here, and one here, and here. Now by default, I can go ahead and edit those too. I can change the duration of that cross dissolve, so I can make it longer or shorter, and drop that right there. And now this will be a longer. So you can see down here. So zoom in a little bit. There we go. Down here, you can see how much longer this cross dissolve is versus this one here. So what will happen is I'll slowly fade into the next one, where the other one will kind of quickly transition from one to the other. Same thing here. Okay. So drag a couple more of those down. All right. How are we doing, Zach? We getting any questions from the audience?
I do have one question. Carolyn
Okay.
asks, she's been looking for ways to overlay images like lines, some call out bubbles, some other images possibly on top of video perhaps, and some drawing. Is that included in Rush, or would that be something that a more advanced program would provide?
No, there is actually some features there that we can go ahead and bring in. So let's go ahead and let's add, let's start off with a title here. So let me go ahead, I can bring in a title here. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it right here. And so I got my title. I can double click and change my text. And you can actually change the styles and the fonts and stuff that you want. You can change the spacing and stuff. So right now, this is just going to be text on black, as you can see. And then we get to our video. I can also click and drag this up and have this overlay the actual video clip. I'm going to go ahead and move this back just for what I'm trying to do here. Drop it back down here. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. And so say I wanted to have some text that overlaid the video clip here. And I'm going to bring this right here after this shows. And so we have a couple of, like, you know, if you're trying to do like a little broadcaster lower thirds thing, there's some of those there. There's also some more kind of effects and call out. So if you wanted to add a call out where it will bring attention to something, you can actually do that right in here. And so then you just kind of say, hey, you can actually add that. You can actually change the shapes and stuff all right here within this. There's my text. You can change the font that it's being used. So if you don't like that font, you can actually choose something else. Then, or if you don't like that, you want to go, oh, let's do call out blue. It will automatically switch those with the text that you have, or should kept the text that I had, but it looks like it did not. I don't like that particular one, so I'm going to remove that. I'm going to bring this back over. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a couple of little, let's see, it's also, let's see, that's the titles. Let's go back to, that's the color presets and speed. Let's see what else we want to show our right here. Transitions. There we go. Then there's also some more titles here. So if you wanted to add some little more effects and stuff like that, you can actually add some of these to your video too. So if the, say, these are kind of like a little edgy title, then let's put that right there. Oh, don't have that one. All right. It's not going to let me do that one. All right. So let's go ahead, since I'm not paying for that one, let's just go ahead and add the, what do I want to do? That's one of the hardest decisions, like, oh, I got all these options here for titles and stuff. What do I want to use? Let's go ahead and, yeah, so let's drag this down here. We'll add that graphic. And just do, helps the head type right. Okay, there we go. And you know what, I'm gonna actually cut that and add that. All right, so I can just bring that in. I can actually shorten that up too. I don't need it very long. I just need to kind of, and there we go. And so if I wanted to actually duplicate that, it's like, oh, you know what? I really like this. I can quit duplicate, bring it over. I can then just drag this over to the next spot that I need it. And then I can go ahead and change the time there. And so on. So I can actually add a couple of those in. Same thing, duplicate. Oops. All right. So you can actually use, I mean, as you can see, you can bring in any kind of video. So even if this is like video that you are shooting of your, you know, you're doing a talking head or a presentation or something, you want to go in and kind of clean it up, add a little graphics and stuff like that over your text and stuff, you can. I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. You guys don't need to see a bunch. You kind of get the idea there. So there we go. If we wanted to add some music to this too, I can actually, there's a whole collection of soundtracks that is available, but I can also say that I want to actually mute the audio on my clip. There we go. I can tell it, I don't really need to hear any of that snow blowing or people talking. I can actually bring those down. I can also, as you can see here in advance, I can change the type. So right now it says, okay, it's voice music, other. It thinks it's music. I can say, oh, it's actually other. And I can also mute it right there too. Let me just click my other clips here. Let's do the same thing. Let's mute that one, mute that one. All right, great. All right, and we're good there. And so this is everything in our project. These are all of our clips that we have used. We can nicely hide that. This is, if you've used the old movie, iMovie, this looks very familiar. They'd had a bin, it was actually on the other side, and then the track and the clip here. It's really kind of nice how they've kind of compressed all this. So I have all my clips edited. I have no more sound. I have the nice transitions from one to the other. And let's go ahead and click back on the styles here. So go back to effects. We're good there. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to do. Where's that? I think it's that pan. Let's go back. There we go. It's this clip. So we have this pan, but around here I start speeding up. I can actually, with this speed range, I can actually slow it down a bit. And what I can do is do a ramp. So right now, what it does is it's now slowed down the video. That's where I start to speed up. So I can actually back this up a little bit. Yeah, a little more. See where I start to think right there is where I start to speed up. So I can bring this speed piece right here, and so it'll slow it down there. And I can turn on ramp, which will allow it to kind of slowly smooth into that effect. So let's see. Not so bad. Uh, so the opposite can also be done. So if you have a clip and we want to make, say, people look very sick, I can actually change the speed of this to go even faster. So as you can see, that clip got really small, but now it goes really, really fast. Probably don't want to make everybody sick, so let's go back here, and I'm going to slow that down. I'm actually going to slow that down to about 80% of what it was, so it's a little smoother. Not such a quick pan. All right. Now, also there too, in this dialog box, you'll see that there's also the maintain audio pitch. You'll notice that sometimes when you slow things down, people's voices get really slow and deep. And so what this will do is, even though you slow down the audio, it'll try to keep the pitch the same for that entire clip. Same thing with speeding up. So you don't have everybody talking like chipmunks. It will actually kind of keep it slow and go in there. All right. So I have that all there. I have all my little edits, everything there. And if I want to share this out when I'm done, I can just say, oh, I want to save this locally. I give it a title, tell where I want to put it, and boom, it'll save it out for me. Just hit export. But what if I wanted to go ahead and, there's my project right here. This is some other ones I've worked on. I kept in. This is the demo clip that comes with the tutorial on there. But what you can see is there's different icons here next to each one of these projects. So in this one, there's a computer and a cloud, which means that this video is locally on my computer and also in the cloud. This video here is only on the cloud. So if I wanted to click that project, I can pull this in, and this is just a laser cutter cutting through making some little ear savers. Oop, really, really loud audio there. So let's go ahead and fix that so we don't blow everybody's ears out. That would be under the audio here. And I'm just going to click that clip. And oh, that's right, there's a music track actually added to this, which is really loud. So I can actually bring that down. There we go. Much better. So this was a little time lapse that was done, shot with the iPhone. And this project was brought into using Rush on the mobile device. All right, so now, well, what if I want to, like I said earlier, it's like, oh, I want to jump from one project to another. So I'm going to stop my share right there. And while I bring up my iPhone here, let's go ahead and get that going. Is there any more questions right now, Zach?
I do not have any questions right now, but I do know that Carolyn would like to comment you on your sound effects earlier. They're very nice for the slow motion. So, and I second that. Very good, but no questions at the moment.
Awesome.
If anyone does have any quick questions, feel free to send those over to us using the Q&A tool.
All right, let's see if this works. Zach and I tried this earlier. Hopefully we can see. All right, can everybody see my mobile device? Is
Looks
that being
good
shared
here.
yet? Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and launch Premiere Rush here. This is actually playing off my phone here, and it's going to load my projects. It's now, since we created a whole new project that has never been added to my iPhone, it's going to take a minute for it to update and pull it in here. Oh, wow, look at that. Boom, just like that, dropped in. There is the evolution of a Blizzard project that we just played with. So I'm just going to click that. And again, you can see the different icons here. So we have the ear savers ones. It sees that it is mobile device and the cloud. And this one just reads that this video is on mobile device here. All right. So I can go ahead and hit play. And let's see if it's going to bring it. It's still loading it here. But as you can see, the interface is slightly different compared to what we were seeing with the desktop one. So there is down in the bottom left here, you can see we can change the aspect ratio for video and stuff, but then there's some other things here. So there's options for graphics, effects, color, all right there. Oh, here we go. Starting to load. One thing I didn't check was which network I'm connected on before I started doing this. All right, so I click play. There it goes. I can actually play. There's the thing. So if I wanted to, if I clicked on, say, audio, I can look at all the audio there, details. I can do some of those same editings that we did before. I'm going to go hit back, and I'm going to actually go to under graphics, which I'm actually not looking for a graphic in this case. I'm actually looking for some audio. So I click on, oops, I got clicked on the wrong thing there, sorry. All right, let's see. All right. Sorry, I wanted to hit the plus here. There we go. Sorry, hitting the wrong button. This is the graphics I was looking for, and the media and the voiceover. So if I wanted to, I can actually record a voiceover directly on my phone to add to this track right there. But in this case, I'm going to click media here. I'm going to click on Rush soundtracks, and it's going to pull in some soundtrack options that I have. And then I can choose which kind of audio I want. So let's see, just play a preview. And let's see. So you can get a couple ideas of what things are.
And FYI, Ian, I'm not sure if you're sharing your audio via Zoom, but on your device or your desktop, it will play those in the
yes, it will play
in the preview, right?
Sorry, yes. So it's not gonna. I forgot it will not play through when I'm playing on the mobile device there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just choose one here, and that is definitely not the one, but so I'm gonna choose that one. I click add. It's gonna prep it, and then look at that. It drops it right down into the bottom of the audio track here. And then I can play, and what it will do is play through there into that. And again, I can shorten this because it's longer than my video. Just bring that back right there. If I wanted to add some other graphics and stuff, and again, going back to some of the discussion we had earlier about, adding titles and stuff like that. There was the titles, there's these transition graphics, and then there's these overlays, which, you can add to little things. So especially if you're doing social media, like a swipe up button and stuff like that, that can be added directly to that. If you wanted to bring in a photo or something like that, you can also do that directly in here. You can just add those, and under graphics, you can hit, I'm sorry, under media, you can pull in things from your local device, from your camera roll, from moments and files and stuff like that, even things from your Creative Cloud. So if you have something in the Creative Cloud already you want to use, you can bring those in. But also you can even capture directly with your phone. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And I would like to access my microphone. I can do that. There's my desk right here. There's a bunch of cables I'm having to do this, make this work. And you can see, you can bring those in also into your project. And again, if you want to save this out, you can easily save this out by clicking the share button. It will allow you to export this out. You can choose the quality setting, and there's several presets there already. And then you just hit export. So you can export it directly from your phone too. You don't have to wait to get to your desktop. You can do it wherever you are, anywhere you have a network connection on your mobile device. So now that does work. I'm going to go ahead and click home there. And let me go ahead and stop that share. So that actually does work with iOS and Android phones. Unfortunately, if you want to use a little bigger working surface, it does not work so well with Android tablets, but does work with the iPad tablet. So if you wanted to use that to have a little more working space on the go, that is available there. All right, so let me go back to sharing my Adobe Rush screen. And what we can see is, here's our clip. And now you can see it's actually brought in that audio from my project. Again, really loud there. So I can go ahead and in the audio here, I can just kind of bring that down a little bit.
Okay, and Ian, I know we're running a little short of time, so I just want to pose a couple questions to you that we
Sure,
have.
let's get them.
One of them is someone has already edited a video using the built-in editor in Panopto, and they want to move that into Adobe Rush so they can add the title cards and that kind of thing. They're wondering what format it should be saved to, and they don't want to lose any work on the existing captions and such from the PowerPoint or any secondary channels, PowerPoint slides, things like that.
Yeah, so if they already have something and you export it out as MPEG-4, it'll bring it in. It's very flexible. As you can see, what we're looking at was clips from a phone. If you're using other devices and stuff, you can bring it in. It's very video agnostic, but for best results, the MPEG-4 format works incredibly well, and it's an industry standard, and so you can bring that in, and then you can go ahead and edit and add any kind of information there.
Perfect. And I'll add just something really quick to that. As for the captions and the secondary PowerPoint slides, because I know you can have the PowerPoint slides alongside your video and Panopto, things like that in different channels. That may not carry over the secondary slides, but it will stay in Panopto, so it won't be destructive or anything like that to those. So you can take your actual video out, do the work that you want to do in Rush, and then bring it back into Panopto. Pretty sure that would be your workflow on that.
Oh, sorry. Yes, yes. So yeah, the Rush is going to want basically a flattened product to be brought in.
Right.
So if you have Panopto, which is adding overlays and stuff like that as part of this tool, it will become, if you export it out as a like an MPEG 4, it will become part of that video stream. So it will be no longer
I
editable
believe
caption.
I
It
believe
will be,
so, and I'm
yeah,
not totally sure if it exports all of that, like all the different channels from Panopto, but that we may need to ask about for our Panopto experts because I haven't exported a lot out of Panopto
yeah.
recently. So, the last question,
Mhm.
because we are running a little short.
So sorry about that.
So no, you're good. So what software are you using, Ian, to share your mobile screen on the desktop for this particular stream?
Oh, Zoom.
Yeah.
This is yeah. So yeah, I have my iPhone here plugged in using the iPhone cable into a little box that converts it from basically USB to USB-C, which is what my computer takes. And it's just using Zoom. Nothing really magical there. You just choose it as one of the share options, and the and just go from there. When you get that big share screen, there is a iPhone, iPad via cable option,
Yes. And
and
it's a great solution. So especially when you're dealing with multiple devices. So I'm going to go ahead and have to wrap it up from there. But thank you everyone for all of those questions. Very helpful, and I hope you've gotten a lot out of this particular session. I know Premiere Rush is totally a game changer. Really takes a lot of the guesswork and tedium out of video editing. So with that, if you do have any additional questions, feel free to let the help desk know at help@smu.edu, and they'll be more than happy to connect you with someone to assist you with any of the different things that we are covering during our sessions over this week. So with that being said, thank you so much, Ian, for showing us that. And enjoy the rest of the sessions during our advancements in EdTech sessions. Thanks a lot. And yes, this will be recorded and provided to you later in the week.
thank you all so much.